What is going on, guys? What is going on? What is going on? Good morning. Can you guys hear me? He's prepping different platforms. How did you know that? What is going on, guys? Yeah, I'm trying to see. Oh, you know what? Why does Instagram always do this? Hold on. There we go. Happy New Year. What's going on? Let me know if you guys can hear me. All right, let's get into it. Is the wait, is there music in the background? And is it too loud? All right, here's what we're looking at. My main focus for this week. Everyone like this damn video. My main focus for this week is Dixie. By the way, this is the first time that we're streaming to X, YouTube. I've never streamed on Twitch before. There might not even be one viewer on there. But Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and one more, and X. Order filled? Wait, did something just fill? That wasn't me, bro. All right. What's going on, guys? So let's dive into this. Let's jump into what we're looking at. So the dollar is my main focus this week because the dollar for me dictates a lot of what goes on with the rest of the commodities, with the indices, etc. And right now, the dollar has hit a bearish PD array, or bearish point of interest, I guess. Just a fancy term for it hit a bearish resistance area, but this resistance is in the form of major liquidity. So we have a fair value gap here on the daily. We have a volume imbalance right below it, right? You also have an order block or a breaker right here, right? So, whether you're looking at ICT concepts, whether you're looking at support resistance, doesn't matter what you're looking at. It's going to be very hard for the dollar to really push up past this here, right? It's going to be super hard for the dollar to push up past this here. So in my view, I think that the next, if we take a look at even a higher time frame, right? I don't know how familiar you guys are with external range liquidity to internal range liquidity. But essentially, the theory goes that on the higher time frame, right, once the instrument that you're looking at hits internal range liquidity, in this case, you also have a weekly fair value gap here, right, which is even more significant than the daily, and we rejected off of it and closed below the middle candle, right? The open of the middle candle, and it looks like we're rejecting here today. The next logical conclusion, if we do reject off of this, is external range liquidity. So the internal range liquidity is the fair value gap here on the weekly. External range liquidity will be basically the low here that was created the week of Christmas, right? So the hope is, not the hope, I guess. There is no hope here. But the thesis is that if we reject from here, the next area that will look for liquidity is below this low on the dollar, right? So if that happens, then I think we'll get a move in stocks, and I think we'll get a move in gold. We might even get a move in oil, which I'm looking at this week. Now, oil is not correlated perfectly with the indices. I mean, with the dollar, right? There are times when oil goes up when the dollar goes up, and vice versa, right? But there are times when the dollar makes a big move up or down where oil is then affected. So that's what I'm currently looking at as it relates to the dollar. If you look at gold, this will actually set up for a pretty nice long on gold. Gold is actually in the area that I wanted to long from. So on the daily, we have this major fair value gap here that I drew, I don't know, even before Christmas. And my goal was to long gold potentially from here. So if we actually do get this drop in the dollar, then I think that gold is going to have another rally here. And get to that 2100 level. On GLD, we're talking about longing from potentially 186-ish, around there, getting to that 192 level on GLD. If we take a look at the indices, you know, if the dollar does make that big move down, that will provide potentially support for the indices from here, to then rally a little bit once again. Now, it's very hard to be very bullish on the indices here, okay? I do think that it does have slightly more upside, but it's hard to be bullish here. Here are the reasons why, okay? First of all, I shared this with you guys yesterday, but in my video from yesterday, so go and watch it. Random card breaks? What the hell are we looking at already? What do you mean? No idea what you mean, random card breaks. But I shared this yesterday, and right now, the S&P 500 PE ratio coming out of a contraction is 22. This is very expensive for the S&P 500. This is very expensive for the S&P 500 right here, okay? Coming out of a contraction. So it's not the most expensive the S&P 500 has been, but it is the most expensive that it has been since, if you take the pandemic aside, because, you know, we created the most amount of money in the country's history. Then if you take the pandemic aside, a PE ratio of 22, you actually have to go back to 2001. And that era, right, when the stock market was trading at insane multiples and we had so many .com companies that actually went bust. So a PE ratio of 22 is historically very expensive. Does it mean that the market is going to tank immediately? No. I mean, we see here in the late 90s, in the .com boom, that we sustained this high PE ratio for 5 years. But I'm saying that it can't make you feel good while we are going into a recession. We're not in a period of expansion like we were in the late 90s, right? What is going on, Marcel? What's going on, Nathan? Daniel, what's going on, guys? So let's take a look at what we have in terms of our red folder news here. January 11th is what you want to keep your eyes peeled for, right? This is this Thursday. January 11th, we have CPI, and that CPI is projected to be 0.2%, right? For core, month over month is projected to be 0.2%. Year over year is projected to be 3.2%. This is going to be, in my view, if we're going to go by the Cleveland Fed numbers, the Cleveland Fed already did a projection. If we're going to go by the Cleveland Fed numbers, it's going to be really tough to actually beat that. You know, CPI might come in higher. I don't know. But that's what we're going to be watching out for, right? If CPI comes in line, then I think we'll be okay, and I think the Fed is going to skip on February 1st. If I'm being honest, I think that they're done raising, right? It's just a matter of when they're going to cut. But that is my other gripe here with the market, right? Like why I think it's very tough right now to be long the market, especially with new positions. If we take a look at the Fed Watch tool, right now it is projected 61% that the Fed is going to cut in March. If you look at May, it's projected almost 90% that the Fed is going to see some sort of cut, or that the Fed is going to cut, right? This is likely, in my view, incorrect. I don't think that the Fed is going to cut in March, right? Even though it's priced in the most. So a couple of things here that worry me. What's up, Paulie? What's up, Duwan? What's going on, guys? So the thing that worries me here is that either the expectation is too enthusiastic, which means that if this doesn't happen, then that will upset the market because this is what they are expecting, right? And two is that the Fed doesn't cut rates until something breaks historically, right? So is the expectation there that then something is going to happen? Do you know what I mean? This is super distracting. I'm going to mute this real quick. Is the expectation there that then something bad is going to happen here, right? Is that why they're projecting such a cut so soon? Do you know what I mean? So it's very hard here, in my view, to be long the market with a ton of confidence. You know what I mean? All right. Here is what's on the docket for this week in terms of earnings. Are there any big companies here to watch out for? KB Home, I'm actually interested in this, right? The home builders, because the story on homes is really gonna, it has a big impact on foretelling a recession, right? You see here when real residential property prices start declining, that's when we get closer to a recession. So KB Home is one that I'm looking at. The rest of these, not really. United Health Group, sure, it's a top 10 company in the S&P 500. And then you have the major banks. This Friday before open, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, BlackRock, and Citi, right? So that'll be interesting, I guess, from a financial standpoint. Boeing. Is Boeing reporting this week? What do you mean? I don't see Boeing here. I might long this UUP from here. UUP is the dollar ETF. I had bad news. Yeah, because of the fucking door that tore off mid-flight. I might long UUP here. UUP is an ETF that's tied to the US dollar. So if you don't trade Dixie futures, this is one way to long or short the dollar. Sorry, what I was saying is I might short this. But I'd rather just play gold, honestly. I'd rather play the counter trade to the dollar. Orange? I have no idea what you mean. Thoughts on Tesla? Stop asking the same question, bro. There's nothing more annoying than copying and pasting your question a million times. Plus, we don't answer thoughts questions. Ask me a more specific question. I can give you a million thoughts. That is the laziest way to ask a question, bro. Thoughts on this? Yeah, I really want a long gold here, man. Gold is $100 per full point. This was actually my biggest commodities trade towards the end of last year. Should have been bigger, to be honest, but it was $11,000 per contract. Because gold moved 110-ish points. How are your knees doing? What's wrong with my knees, bro? Yeah, I don't skip leg day. I really want a long gold from here. I'm trying to see if I can find. Let's see. Ooh, this is barely a 2-to-1. So we have internal range liquidity here on the 4-hour. And then external range liquidity here that it already took into a nested fair value gap. I might take this long, guys. I might stagger this to get a better risk to reward. The way that I'm thinking about staggering this is down the line of this FVG. So on the 4-hour, the fair value gap is actually like this. And like this. Maybe I'll wait to 50% of the FVG. And I'll take a runner contract. Maybe I'll do something like this. So entry at 2019.7. $2012.1. I'm long Mara short term. We sold puts on Mara. We closed it for 40%. In like a day, by the way. From 3.1 to 3.2. Oh, you're talking about CPI? Yeah. Options trader alternative. Yeah, here's my alternative. Trade futures. Guys, there is no alternative, right? Like everything in life has a specific risk reward or a cost benefit. You cannot mimic cost benefits across different things, right? You cannot say, how do I turn like a motorcycle, but I want to do it in a car? How do I fly a plane, but do it in a boat, right? Like everything has a different cost benefit. How do I get a lie flat bed but not pay for a business class ticket? Like, you know what I mean? How do I mimic the taste of oranges but with lemons? It's like you cannot, these things aren't interchangeable, right? You can take options trades, but it's not the same risk to reward at all. Sure, there are options for gold, obviously, GLD ETF, right? It's a liquid ETF. There are options for GLD, but it's not the same trade. We were playing basketball, and I crossed you over and snapped your knee 3 places while balling up. What? People be dreaming. Gold looks so good. It really does. I mean, I think that it can dig more into this fair value gap. The only thing is, when does the dollar start rolling over seriously? Really interested in your thoughts about SoFi. I'm really interested in your thoughts about not asking thoughts questions. That's what I'm interested in. What do you think about not asking thoughts questions? You said Russell might run this year. Do you still hold that IWM long? Yeah, of course. We got an IWM super early. I'm not buying IWM now. I'm already in it. It's right here. That was my analysis from November 10th. So this is almost 2 months ago now. Yeah, I'm already in IWM. I'm not looking to open a new position here. But I do think that small caps look like, after this retracement, might be due for another run for sure. Until we get bearish market structure. Right now, it's super bullish, and we caught very near the bottom. I bought it sometime after the SPY. So I bought the SPY at 410, and the bottom of SPY was 409. But I bought IWM maybe a week or 2 weeks later. So the bottom on IWM was 161, and I bought it at 168. Do you have a futures course? Yes, it's coming out. All right. Let me look at the indices real quick. Oh, super interesting. See, this is why I need to just move to the East Coast, bro. This is why I just need to move to the East Coast. London session delivers some of the cleanest moves when there is no red folder news, right? Like today, there's no red folder news. Same as tomorrow. Same as Wednesday. It's not until Thursday that we have CPI. And when you don't have red folder news, Monday's trade super clean, man. So this is a classic power of three here. Consolidation, manipulation below London lows, and then expansion. And it even gave you an optimal fair value gap entry right here. Fuck me, man. Randy, are you on some type of crack, bro? I think Randy Gomez picked up a crack habit. It's all right, bro. Just because your mom went down that path doesn't mean that you have to. There's hope. You could do better, bro. You don't need to go down the path your mom went. I know. Poor Randy's mom. This was a perfect trade here, guys. Power of three into a fair value gap. But this move happened at 6 a.m. Eastern. And it did offer up a continuation. I do think yeah, the weekly looks like we might get an IRL to ERL move too, right? On ES, we have the highs from December at 48, 41, 50. This move here, right? Because on the weekly, we open in half an hour, guys. On the weekly, we are smack dab in here. And we are in obviously a buy program, right? This right here was the bear market. This right here is the bull market. So I think that we're targeting that, and we'll eventually target January 2022 highs. What is NQ looking like? Man, that is such a clean move during London. God damn. I took NQ on 16,420. What is that entry? Oh, that is a sick entry. It seems... You took it from what? From 6 in the morning? 6 in the morning. I think we are heading for... It's crazy that that Friday's high is just right here. I think we're heading for Friday's high for sure. For those of you that were in the mastermind yesterday, we talked about this, right? About how you need to draw previous levels, previous highs and lows when the price starts getting away from you. This is exactly it here. So if you drew pre-market highs and lows, obviously the price is moving up and we are reaching for Friday's highs, right? The previous day's highs. So you would mark this up, template, previous high of the day. There you go. Damn, this is going parabolic. That's a really nice entry, Jacko, if you took that. Buying some SPY calls just randomly here. I mean, at least wait for a pullback. Yeah, Danny, that's what I mean by stacking entries. I closed Mara, man. I closed Mara for 40%. Oh, actually, yeah. We closed it on Thursday, January 4th. Let me see. Yeah. Up 42%. We closed it on January 4th. Oh, no, morning of January 5th. No, sorry. January 4th. And then January 5th, I said I would look for another entry. All right, guys. Let's see. The market's open. Boeing? Yeah. By the way, we're going to be closing the monthly discords at the end of the month. We won't be accepting anyone else until further notice. So we're shutting it down on January 31st. So if you wanted to get in, make sure that you get in. That link is in the description. This is so funny, man. Boeing is such a shit company. I don't know how the fuck no one goes to jail at Boeing. Right? All the corners that they cut with engineering, all the proof with the 737 MAX. It's such a piece of shit company. I can't believe that. I can't believe that we continue to fly this shit company. But it's like there's no other option. $2022. It's all the woke people they hired. Bro, what does woke have to do with bad engineering? Like, I'm all for anti-woke shit, but what does that have to do with bad engineering? You read too much Facebook, bro. It has to do with American companies, whether they're finance companies, whether they're airline companies or aerospace companies, right? It has to do with them being able to cut corners, do some shit that affects Americans' lives and get away with it. That has nothing to do with woke ideology, right? Like, did anyone go to jail in 2008? Did anyone go to jail after the collusion between Robin Hood and Melvin? Did anyone go to jail after 2 Boeing fucking jumbo jets crashed, killing everyone on board? I really like this play on gold, man. If you look at the 4-hour, obviously it's technically still in the downtrend. But I think it's a good risk to take, considering how bearish the dollar looks, because the dollar on the weekly is on a major downtrend. And I think the dollar will go to that 100.63 mark. Randy Gomez, I just got hired at Boeing. Bro, you could have cleaned the bathrooms in any company. You didn't need to go to Boeing just to clean the bathrooms. We are heading for previous day's high. What was the weekly high last week? Let's see. What was the weekly high last week? Oh, the weekly high was actually much higher than this. So the high was 1703.850. So there's a lot of obstacles to get there for sure. We're talking about 2.8% away. The only trade I like so far is gold as a broad trade. It would give me a lot more comfort if this head and shoulders here that you see on the 4-hour, it is technically confirmed, but in general, you want to see at least a similar move from the head to the neckline. Something tells me that this might continue on that fair value gap, because it'll be a similar move from the head to the neckline as it is from the neckline below. And that would basically fill this entire fair value gap on the 4 hour. NQ reached previous day high, but notice how ES is the weaker one. And we have equal highs here too. The S&P hasn't reached there yet. NQ is much, much stronger than ES. I would entertain a long from here. But in general, you want to short the weak one and long the strong one. And ES is the weak one right now. Monthly Discord is closing. Yes, we're going to be closing it January 31st. If you're already in, you're in, obviously. If you're already in, it's not like you're going to get shut out. But for new members, yeah, we're closing January 31st. So if you did want to sign up, make sure you sign up below. Because at that point, you will have to get on a wait list to sign up. I might take a long here. I don't like longing the weaker one. What is RTY doing? Ha, RTY looks hilarious. Power of 3 on RTY to the downside. Yeah, I think Boeing is keeping the S&P 500 down. I don't think Boeing's in the NASDAQ. But this is not an A+ trade, but I favor a long here to about 47.60 on the S&P, on the ES. Especially with these equal highs sitting here. I mean, it is a 4.5 to 1 trade. Risk is about 200 per con. Um, anyone see the Peloton TikTok deal? Yes. I was saying in the Discord that Peloton will likely get acquired this year, and that it is probably a decent pickup for a YOLO. Just holding the shares. Let's see if this long works out here. Possible gold short? No. You're crazy to short gold. You're crazy to short gold, bro. There's only 167 likes. Come on, guys. If you guys want me to live stream more, give it a thumbs up, or else most people will not find the stream. I know I live stream usually on events like CPI, FOMC, etc. But if you want more people to find the stream, if you want me to live stream more, daily live stream, hit that thumbs up. Or else I just go back to live streaming just the events. Do you live trading when buying and selling with the group? Yes. How about I put credit spread? I don't like trading. Honestly, I'd much rather trade futures on commodities. Oil flushed, yes. That is crazy. I think this is a sympathy reaction to Boeing, by the way. Sorry, bro. I was brushing my teeth. Also thinking about buying some Tesla calls. Yeah, I mean, not bad. I would rather sell puts on Tesla, I'll be honest. We sold the two, I believe it was a 205 puts. So if we get assigned, we'll get Tesla below 200. I mean, I'll take that deal. The worst that can happen on Tesla is that this right here is a swing failure. Right? Wow, NVIDIA all-time highs. Very nice. Very, very nice move. This is going to be a monster trade on gold. If we can get the move that we want with the dollar, this is going to be a monster trade on gold. Dollar's already rejecting. Let's see. ES is climbing up. I would move this long to break even. And then just sit in a free trade. See, that's something that you can't do with options. Ooh, NQ new high of the day. This right now is major SMT divergence. Major. Look. You see this? When you see this, this is actually major divergence right here. Higher high on NQ, lower high on ES, right? So if you are in a long on ES, I would move my stop to break even because it's likely that this is going to get stalled out, especially because of this huge bearish divergence here. You have a totally different price than I do. It's because you probably haven't paid for the live futures data. All right, guys. In a few minutes, I'm going to take the stream to the Discord. I'm already out of Mara, bro. I'm already out of Mara. Look. Mara CSP up 42%, going to close here and open another one on the next drop. We're already out of Mara. I'm patiently waiting for Mara to continue dropping because it is decoupled from Bitcoin right now. Right? And as I said before, when the correlation when the correlation is negative between Mara and Bitcoin, that's actually when you want to long Mara, right? When the correlation becomes negative. And the way that you would do that is you would pull up the correlation coefficient like this. And when this gets below 0, that's actually the time that you want to long Mara. So right now, I'm out of Mara, and I'm going to be selling puts pretty soon. Hopefully, we can get to below 20, and then I'll consider selling puts there. It's a big pop on Tesla right now. All right, guys. I'm going to go live in the Discord. So for those of you in the Discord, I'll see you guys in a second. I'm just going to grab some more coffee, and I'll see you guys there. Like I said, for those that aren't in the Discord, we're going to be closing it January 31st. If you're already in, you're grandfathered in. Otherwise, we are going to be closing it January 31st. So if you wanted to get in, make sure you get in. And I'll see the rest of you guys on the Discord. I'm going to be doing more of these pre-market live streams. So hopefully you guys like them. Hit that thumbs up if you want me to do more. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.